Patch Notice Invocus. Card updates. We're kicking off the year with a large set of card updates. In addition to our usual meta-analysis and surveys, we also experiment with opening up direct lines of community feedback on social media, as well as community channels to help shape this patch. So we'd like to offer special thanks to everyone who contributed their thoughts and feedback. Some notes on the priorities of this update. First of all, just reading this, I want to say real quick, scary. We all know what happened to Gwent. Gwent was an amazing game when it came out. So many different factions, so many different ways to play, so many cool, unique deck archetypes. And then the devs and the balance team in their infinite wisdom said, you know what? We're kind of running out of ideas because let's see what Reddit has to say. And Reddit's like, well, I want to play this, but it doesn't have that. And they listened to Reddit, and then every single faction became literally the same as every other faction. They literally changed a super unique game into literally every card plays the same because Reddit. It's like this. Imagine you're playing Legends of Runeterra. Listen, I'm an Ionia main, but it's not fair that Freljord has Avalanche. I want Avalanche. Oh, and the devs are like, well, they're right. So literally, there's no point in having Ionia, Freljord, or anything. They're just all the same. So every single region lost their identity, and then the game died. So when they say they're listening to the community feedback for patch notes, it's a little bit scary. But anyway, let's keep going. A number of dominant decks are being hit, including a few Poppy-centric decks, as well as Sejuani Gangplank and Sion Draven. Generally aiming to improve meta and region diversity, we're specifically targeting Freljord with a number of card usability buffs. Exciting. Now let's take a look at exactly what's happening. Oh, my boy Sion. Oh, they did him dirty, chat. They did him dirty. Oh, 1-6. What? Level 2? He only has 8 attack. Oh my goodness, that makes him so much worse. Dude, I gotta say, type 1 if you want to know why I'm excited about this 8 points of defense. There's a good reason. Chat, what's 6 plus 3? A very common combo. What's 6 plus 3, chat? Yeah, buddy! That's right! That's right! Brahmathi in the house. That's right, 9. 9! And when I used to play Braum decks and run into Sion decks, it was always a little bit difficult to block Sion, because you would have to commit resources pre-blocking. Right now, you block with Braum as a 9 HP unit. Sion has to use a combat trick, and then you use a combat trick. You can just block and click accept without having to apply any debuffs or buffs. It's very exciting. No, my point remains. You block with Braum and see what they do, with your combat tricks ready to play. Before, you had to block with Braum and already pre-combat trick in order to give him more HP to block. So you were committing a lot of mana just to block him once. That's a huge buff to Braum. And 8 is just the magic number. It's the magic number. Sion returns, same thing. Beautiful. Ashe has gotten a buff. She's a bit easier to level up. That's significant. That's a significant change. Not a huge buff, but a decent buff. It means you can push a lot of damage a lot earlier. Not a huge one, but solid indeed. You might be able to push really early lethals with this. Because in the more aggro versions of this, a lot of your units are from Noxus and they're not freezing anything. So come around mana 6-7, often you don't really have her leveled. But now you might. And now you might be able to use her arrow into just OTK. So, solid change. It might make Noxus Ashe, what do you mean? It's literally one of the main forms of Ashe we've seen. Because you use, there's a lot of cards that really synergize well with her. Because you play Reckoning with her, you play the 5-1 attack unit. There's a lot of good ways to make her work with Noxus. So I think this is a really solid change. Makes her a lot stronger in that archetype. My boy. Alright, you know what? I miss Trundle having 4-6 stats. My boy Trundle's back, boys. Oh, that's a thick stat line. Now he can actually block stuff. That is a good stat line. Because right now in the current meta, it's so hard to play Trundle on 5 versus units like Draven. Because they just get the 5 attacks so easily. That one extra point of HP makes all the difference in the world. Because before, you were really afraid to block with him versus quick attack units. Any quick attack unit just gets to 5 so easily, because you only have 3 spell mana on 5 at best. That's really good. Alright, let's continue. Ooh, Anivia getting a bit of love here. That's pretty solid. So I'll tell you why. This is actually bigger than you guys think. First of all, it doesn't necessarily change much about how good Anivia is. It doesn't change a huge amount in terms of offensive Anivia. But the fact that Anivia can block Fearsome now is huge. That's where the real big buff is. The fact that she can block Fearsome decks is huge. It's such a buff against certain archetypes that she really suffered against before. So, very, very solid. I don't know if we're going to see much Anivia play. Maybe this will actually make the difference because the 1 HP is also very significant. She survives more avalanches and whatnot. I like it. Alright. Our friend's Kindred. This is the one I'm not really sure how I feel about. Whenever I played Kindred, I really did feel like it was too expensive at 5. Because you want to play it earlier. And now they made it 4. It's like the buff it needed was literally to be played a bit earlier. Getting to play Kindred on mana 4 is significant. It's very significant. But Kindred still suffers from the same problem. Low HP, right? But I think they kind of have to have low HP because if they're hard to remove, it would be like the best backline champion in the game. You just put it in the back and it's like, well, what do I do now? So, I don't really know how to play Kindred yet. Even with this significant buff. That's a pretty big buff for Kindred. Because you want to play Kindred as early as possible. I still don't know how to play Kindred properly. Once you level Kindred, they're way better. +2/+2 every time granted is insane. Once they're leveled. You know what I think they should have done? Now, somebody might say, Grappler, that's crazy. Listen to me, chat. What I think they should have done is leave it like this. Make it very difficult to keep alive. But on the level up version, and I know you're going to say, Grappler, that's insanato. Check this balancing patch idea. The first time you slay a unit each round, grant me everywhere +2/+2. And I mark the weakest enemy. Imagine if all your copies of Kindred get the buff whenever this happens. So you level up Kindred, but if she dies, if they die, your next Kindred still carries on those buffs. So you don't have to like rebuild them from the beginning again. I think that's spicy. I think that could be a lot of fun. Now, somebody might say, Grappler, that's... I think that would give you a really cool reason to play Kindred, right? That would make me excited to play Kindred. Kindred is going to go hard, is going to be fire. I know they never level, but if they do level, the problem is you stack them up a little bit, they get Vengeance, then they start again from 5/4, right? But if they didn't start again from 5/4, if you can replay Kindred with the buff, then you would actually build Kindred-centric decks where you just play Kindred as the main win con because you don't lose all your progress after finally getting them strong. All right. I think that would be a cool addition. Devs, if you're watching, type 1. Type 1 if you're a dev and you're watching, you think that's a great idea. And you cannot believe that you need to come up with that in your own dev sessions. Holy crap, that's a lot of devs I have in chat. What's up, devs? Yeah, I know. I cannot believe you guys didn't put that in. So many devs, you're hired. So, that's my genius idea. Wait, that's basically Viego, right? Yeah, basically the Viego strategy, indeed. All right. Maokai. I've been talking about this a long time. The fact that you can't use Vile Feast to generate the thing is just... It triggers me. It triggers me, and that's funny because there's a trigger effect. But, yes, being able to summon units instead of play them for the sapling is amazing. It's really, really good. This is a big buff to Maokai. A big buff. So I'm very happy about this. I'm very happy about the change. Being able to now do Vile Feast into sapling is huge. Sapling Toss works as well, yes. And it's something that Maokai kind of needed. Because one of the big problems with Maokai early on is you play him on 4, they use a removal. At least now, you can at least generate a sapling worth of value, right? By doing a Vile Feast on top of the removal to get yourself a sapling. You get the removal plus the toss plus everything else. So, big buff. Big buff versus aggro as well, because now you can guarantee on mana 4 to get a sapling. Because you play Maokai on 4 plus Vile Feast because you have spell mana level left over. This is huge. This is a huge buff versus aggro. Because usually, you play this on 4 versus aggro and you lose the game because you only played one blocker and it's a 1-attack blocker, you can't block Fearsomes. Instead, you play this, you Vile Feast, you get to kill a 3/2 spider with your sapling, it's amazing. Big buff to Maokai. Darius, my boy. Alright, listen. Not only did Darius get buffed, Sion got nerfed. What do you mean trash, chat? Now he's He's the overwhelmed big daddy of Noxus again. What do you mean? He's a 10-7. 10-7, chat. Well, this guy is a virgin 8-6. Listen, he swings for the fences. And he doesn't have 5 HP, he has 7 HP. 7 HP, chat. That's hard to remove. He's just a big... He's a 6 mana 10 attack overwhelmed, chat. With 7 HP. He's harder to remove than he was before. I like it. I like the change. I think one of the biggest problems with Darius is he was too easy to kill. I do. And the second biggest problem with Darius is that Sion was just simply better every single time. Every single time Sion was stronger. Now, he's very hard to remove at 6 HP. So he's very hard to remove, comparatively. Big buff. Big buff. And 7 makes him way harder to remove. Like, 7 HP is insane compared to what he had before, so... Big buff to Darius. Love it. Fantastic buff. Darrowing, maybe. Diana. Very big buff. She becomes prime removal now. She gets to remove things twice with her Challenger Quick Attack. Very solid Diana buff. She really did want this, because sometimes it took her a long time to level up and get the value for herself. So, great buff to her. Just overall quality of life, you know? I like this. I'm pretty happy with this. I don't really play these Diana decks much, but I'm a fan. I really am. Xerath. Now that's what I'm talking about. Dude, I'm excited for this. First of all, Xerath was one of my favorite decks I played when he first came out. I played Ascension Xerath, and he's so scary as a Ascended 3, right? On his level 3, holy crap, I have so much fun with him on level 3 Xerath. One of my favorite champions in the game once he hits level 3. But the problem was he just died so easily. Like, everything killed him, chat. Everything killed him. No longer the case. He can actually be technically played before leveling. Before you had to level him and then you played him. Now you can even do the same thing, but 5 HP is so much better. He's so much better. He is such a better unit now. Wow. I love it. And now I need to look at the original version. Deal 5 to the weakest enemy and the enemy nexus. If an enemy unit would die, obliterate instead. Round start. New ability. When allied landmark is destroyed or round start, deal 5 to the weakest enemy or the enemy nexus if there are none. If an enemy unit would die, obliterate it instead. No. Not as fun. Yeah, guys, but here's the problem. You can't trigger with every landmark because you have no landmarks anymore. Once you've leveled Xerath, that's only if you're like, that's only if you don't play because here I like to play this with a Xer. But yeah, if you don't play with a Xer and your deck doesn't get changed to the maybe it works. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. You like in a Sun Disc deck, like then you can't play a Xer at all. Because if you're playing a Xer, I don't know. I really liked the other version better. I truly did. This was a timer. It's like literally, you lose in 4 rounds, you have 20 HP. That's very cool. Very easy to understand. You don't need to have any conditions met. He's just, you got to get rid of him. If he's on the board, you got to get rid of him. You played with Nasus, you're right. But still, needing to have landmarks to get the exact same amount of value, I'm not a fan. I really like the old version way better. Because now you have to make it a super landmark-oriented deck. I don't know. It's both, though. Wait, what? No, it's not. I know you can do both things, like both round start and landmarks will do it, but on his round start he doesn't hit the nexus. So you'd have to have like every round the landmark being destroyed, which is a bit annoying. Like you have to destroy a landmark every round just to get the same amount of value. Now, the only way you get more value is if you destroy like 2 landmarks per turn, right? No, chat. Listen, when an allied landmark is destroyed or round start, deal 5 to the weakest enemy unit or the enemy nexus if there are none. Right now, it deals 5 to the weakest enemy unit and the nexus. Like, it just hits 5 to both immediately. Round starts, hits the enemy for 5, hits nexus for 5. Both just happen immediately. Whereas with the change, only one of the two happens. Either it hits an enemy unit or if there are no units, it hits a nexus. So every round start, the new Xerath hits for 5. The old Xerath always hit for 10. The old Xerath always hit 10 damage, unless there were no units. Right now, he only hits for 5. In order to hit for 10, you have to at least destroy 1 landmark. That means, in order to hit for 15, you have to destroy 2 landmarks every turn. Which is really hard to do. So, in general, I don't like this change. I really don't. It can high roll if you have like 5 landmarks on board and you have a lot of ways to destroy landmarks, but then you have to really make a very landmark-centric deck. So I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't like this change, but I think I love these changes. Yeah, it can trigger multiple times, but how often do you destroy multiple landmarks per turn? At that point, you might as well play Ziggs, because you're playing a control deck if you're trying to level up an Ascended Xerath. Alright, on to the next. Yeah, get screwed. Nobody loves you. Good change. Only the first unit you play every round. Good. Yo! Shellfolk got destroyed! Love it. I love it! Get screwed, Shellfolk. 4-4. No more Shellfolk. Good riddance? Yeah. Good riddance. Nothing's changed? What do you mean? You know how hard it is to kill a 6 HP unit compared to a 4 HP unit? Alan thinks this nerf is barely anything. Alan's crazy. Oh my god. You pay 6 mana for a 4 HP unit, chat. What? He thinks this is nothing? I've said it a million times. Alan is very good at playing the game, but his post-patch analysis is always off. She's still solid. She really is. But her stats suck. Praying for days. That's not what Alan said. I would be a little bit shocked if Alan said that. Another gift for Renekton. I mean, you literally just double Mystic Shot this. And she's gone. Darkness kills her on, like, 2 procs, right? Like, she dies to Darkness in 2 procs. Like, she dies to so many things. No, no, because you can't play... What? By the time you remove it, you already... What? You can't play Pranks at burst speed. Pranks are freaking focus. They drop it, you remove it. People are insane. Anyway, let's continue. Dice to Black Spear, thank you. Rite of Arcane. Dice to literally, the 2 mana deal 3 damage to a unit plus a Poke Stick. I mean, it dies to so many things. She dies to a lot of stuff. Otterpuss, anyway. Lecturing Yordle. He no longer generates a Poison Dart on summon. That's huge. It's no longer the summon effect. I think this is a very, very good change. That's a very good change. I think Prank needs to be nerfed. How is it that you can look at 2 of my cards and sabotage them essentially for free? Needs slower spell speed or cost more, I think. Yeah, it's an annoying card. I never enjoyed it very much. That said, when it first came out, I said it was going to be insane. And then I never really figured out how to make it work. And then people figured out the Curious Shellfolk makes it work. So yeah, it is very strong. But they did nerf it. It got nerfed a bit. Didn't it? No, it didn't. Wait, did it? No, I'm thinking of the freaking patch notes. I'm getting so confused because I read the fake patch notes from Kemi and they're absolutely ruining my brain. Kemi's fake... whatever. Anyway. Good nerf, I would say. Alright, Monster Harpoon. 4 mana instead of 3. That's huge. That is a big nerf because you can't hold on to spell mana and bluff that you have it. Well, mana 6, you can't play Sejuani and Monster Harpoon together. That's a huge nerf. It's a buff. I know you can't Nopeify a chat, but I don't think that's a buff. Just because you can't Nopeify it, I don't think that makes it a buff per se. It really depends how much Nopeify is in the meta. There are cases where it is a buff, but in general, I think this is a nerf. I don't like this change. It was annoying, but not backbreaking. Anyway, I think this is a nerf. Because, okay, here's the thing. If you have Monster Harpoon, you have 3 mana left, and you pass. If they pass back, you burnt no mana. Whereas now you have to hold on to 1 extra mana every time you want to bluff Harpoon. And if you pass and they pass, you burn a mana, right? Like, that's an annoying thing to deal with. Having not be able to use all of your mana effectively. The fact it was any card that goes from 3 to 4, it gets massive nerfs. Any spell at least. Going from 3 to 4 means you can't bluff it and spend all of your main mana. It That Stares, that's a really big buff. And I talked about this card that 2 damage is no longer enough. Like, 2 damage when the game first came out was amazing. 2 damage after all of the units that have been introduced to the game sucks. Because everything has 3 HP or more. 2 HP is like not a... It's a thing of the past. That's why Avalanche kind of feels weird. Because it just doesn't kill enough stuff. Everything survives with 1 HP. This is a big buff. I think I'm going to play this quite a bit now. So overall, I think I'm going to play this card quite a bit. I think the 3 damage makes a big difference. I really enjoy this because Furley doesn't have many ways to remove landmarks. And usually I run into the problem with like Bandle tree. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, next card. Voices of the Old Ones. Listen. 1 more card. That's significant. In Voices of the Old Ones decks, you really want to find all of your 12-cost cards. You want to feel your Field of Rushes. You want to find your big, expensive champions. If you're playing, whether it's Ace Sol or if you're playing Tryndamere, you want to find them. And one more card just gives that extra reach, 20% further reach. So overall, pretty solid buff, especially with the 8-cost buff that we got to It That Stairs. I'm pretty happy with this. Next card, Iceborn Legacy. Holy smokes! It's so good! Chat, what do you mean back to the past, chat? First of all, you guys don't know the history of me and Iceborn Legacy. I was the first to make this deck in the world. Alright, chat, here we go. I'm going to show you some history of this card. Watch this. First things first. We have a Mega Mogwai video in March 21st. This was the first one I can find. March 21st, 2020. He talks about Iceborn spiders. Okay? OG. Afterwards, we have somebody in May, Hawkeye, May 5th, talking about Iceborn spiders. Third of all, after that, in June, Silverfuse picked up the idea of Iceborn spiders. But little did people know, there was a Luden Kuman video.
On YouTube,
Top 10 player secrets to Masters.
For those of you that don't know
Cheese Masters. In March 7th, which was 2 weeks before Mogwai.
I've peaked rank 7 in Legends Runeterra on the North American.
Yep.
With this deck.
He got top 10 in North American servers with the Hecarim, Elise, They Who Endure, Iceborn Legacy Spiders.
From Platinum 1, that time I saw a streamer named Grappler develop this deck that I'm calling Iceborn Spiders. If you guys don't know him already, you should check him out at twitch.tv/Grappler. I'll have his link down in the description below.
That's true, chat! I developed this on stream. Way before anyone else made the deck. And then Luden made a video about my deck. And he put me in the credits. Deck creator. That's right. That's right, chat. Before all of these other videos came out, there was the inventor. And I think it was a genius deck, by the way. It was revolutionary for the time.
Climbing with this.
The idea was, I wanted to buff They Who Endure as much as possible. I'm going full spiders, including Brood Awakening. I'm also playing Hecarim, because not only does Hecarim buff They Who Endure, he also was a very strong champion back then. And we played Atrocity ×2. And everybody told me, Grappler, Atrocity sucks. Literally everybody. Everybody. Kazuo was in here all the time. Grappler, get rid of Atrocity. Cut Atrocity. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. They Who Endure plus Atrocity is broken. I said, They Who Endure plus Atrocity is a broken combo. Everyone was like, no, it's too expensive. 6 mana do nothing. And then we saw the Elise Callista They Who Endure list destroy everything. But the really cool play here was Iceborn Legacy plus Spiders. That's what we had. Brood Awakening. Why we had Vile Feast. Why we had Crawling Sensation ×3. We had everything set up here. It was an amazing deck. It did really, really well. But yeah. So I am... And then... the worst part, dude, it triggered me so much. Iceborn Legacy. From 3 mana to 5. Old text burst, grant 1/1. New text slow, grant 2/2. It hasn't seen much play. With the payoff clearly not providing enough deck building inspiration, and we're hoping a double effect at a higher investment offer more... They thought it was a buff, chat. They thought they buffed it, making it go from burst to slow. It triggered me so hard. You don't understand how hard I was triggered, chat. I was main decking Iceborn Spiders and having a blast. Luden had taken it to top 10 masters. And you know what they... Look, you gotta understand. You know when this patch... This was literally 2 weeks after Luden's video. They said they were buffing it. I was so excited when I saw Iceborn getting buffed. Because I read this part first. We're hoping a double effect. I was like, holy crap, my deck's even better. And then I saw. They said this was a buff. The card never saw play again. Ever. No one ever played the card again. I was so triggered. Hey, we buffed your favorite card. But we are going back to our origins, chat. We are back to Burst Speed Iceborn Legacy. Did you guys know that Brahma literally saw its origin story from Karma Braum Iceborn Legacy onto Braum's Poros, because you can get double Iceborn Legacy with Karma leveled up? That was the origin of Brahma, because I tried to make Iceborn Legacy work with Braum. And back then, One of the biggest issues with Braum was if you buff Braum and they use Will of Ionia on your Braum, he loses all buffs, and Braum really needs attack buffs. And Iceborn Legacy countered that because it's everywhere, and recalled units don't lose everywhere buffs. So I can actually play my Braum again and give him back his stats. He wouldn't lose his stats. So the reason I even made Karma Braum in the first place was because of Iceborn Legacy. And then eventually I cut it, and I really refined the deck in a different direction. But yeah, this is crazy cool. I'm very happy with this. My deck building imagination flew to the roof when I saw this working again. It can be played with a lot of different cards. You can play this with minions, for example. I think that would be kind of funny. Because minions are finally, like, if you play this with minions, I think minions can carry this pretty hard. Because you can make copies of your minions. And, like, you have an infinite amount of minions. If you play 2 copies of Iceborn Legacy on minions, all of a sudden every one of your minions is a 6/5. You can do this with Marauders if you wanted to. You could definitely play this with Spiders. I think Spiders are going to be one of the best ones. Spiders and Minions are in the same color. You could play them both, actually. You could play both Minions and Spiders. So, really cool thing with Minions is, let me show you here really quick. If you have an ephemeral copy of a Minion, it's not really ephemeral because it gives you a copy of itself back to your hand after it dies. So, if we look at ephemeral here, there's a lot of cards that give you more Minions in hand. For example, you can play Fading Memories, amazing. You can play Mark of the Isles because there's no real downside to it either. You can play, where is it? You can play God Willow Seedling because the ephemeral copy of the minion made is also going to come back to your hand ideally. You can play Stalking Shadows for minions. You can play Splinter Soul for minions, which actually works really well because the new minion also carries the buff. Yeah, Ionia doesn't work, you're right. It would only be these ones, but you're right. Basically, there's a lot of cool things you can do for minions here. Sand Soldiers. It does work with Sand Soldiers, you're right. It also works with Blades as well. Dragonlings, it works as well. That's a good point. Wow, I'm going to play this with Karma. Dude, I'm going to play the hell out of this with Karma. Because Dragonlings are also Karma. Dragonlings are Ionia. This fits so well in my Braum Karma deck. Shark Chariots, it actually works, yeah. Rimetusk Shaman. 1 more HP is solid. I still can't really see it seeing play. It's such a strong effect. It's a very strong effect, but I don't really know if it can see play. I don't know. Can it? Can this see play? I feel like you need to make this like a 1/6. I think if you give this stats like 1/6, it can maybe see some play, but like 3/4, I don't know. I'm not sure. I just don't know. I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I don't think I can add this to any of my decks. It's just too slow. It doesn't happen on summon effect, so it does nothing on the turn it's played. It only happens afterwards. It's easily removed. It costs more than it has HP. Poro Herder, super quality of life buff. Wow. Because sometimes you want to play him on 2, but you had no Poro on round 1, and you're unable to play him on 2. You have to pass on 2 and do nothing. This is a really good quality of life buff on him. It's great. Big Poro buff. Nothing more to say. This buff is huge. It used to be a 4/4, right? Like, this card used to be 4/4, and then it got nerfed to 4/3. Because it was being used in, I believe it was, Ezreal decks. I think this was being used in every Ezreal deck there was back in the day. Back when burst cards did 2 damage. And it was just too strong for what it did in that deck. It was being dropped on 4. It was a very good blocker and attacker. Plus, it gave Ezreal 4 damage in hand. And after that, they nerfed it because of that deck, specifically. That's back in beta, yeah. So, now it's a very good card again. It was a very playable card in a lot of decks. Now it's just a lot stronger. Big buff to mushroom decks in general. Not necessarily Ezreal decks, but mushrooms in general, this is a big buff. I really like this buff. I love this card, and when it got nerfed to 4/3, it just became a lot weaker to a lot of things. Now I can double trade with 2-drops and 3-drops, so I'm a fan. I don't look forward to playing against it, though. It's a very annoying card to play against at 4/4 stats. It gives a lot of value. Alright, Ruined Rex. They actually made one of the changes I was talking about the most. Me personally, I really think this shouldn't have a limit. I don't know why it has a limit. Why up to 6 times? This should be able... If you want to build a dream deck around Ruined Rex, it should simply be allowed to fill the entire stack. That's my honest opinion. I don't know why they want to limit the amount of triggers. Why? Why limit my imagination? How often are you really going to draw like 9 cards last turn? Seriously. How do you really draw? I mean, if you're going to build a deck that draws 9 cards in one round, you deserve to get paid 9 hits for. I don't know why they keep insisting on limiting this card's effect. You're never going to draw 6, probably not, but I still want to be able to do it if I want to. I still want to have a dream. I want to have the dream that I can draw 9 and hit for 9 times. Why won't they give it to me? I don't care if it auto-levels Ezreal. I don't care. I want my dream to be true. I want my memes to be viable. So, again, I don't think you even need to buff the stats. Forget about these stats. Just make it a dreamy card. Make it a card I want to build around. This makes me say, well, I don't want 6. I want 9. I want to do it so they can't even play like Rite of Negation. I don't want to have a feeling like, oh crap, I'm playing versus Shurima while my dream is gone. They might have Rite of Negation, just deny everything. No, I want to say I want to be able to play my hand in such a way that I fill the stack.
Sand Seer plus Ruined Rexo TK.
I know, it would be crazy. It would be really, but you need an empty board for that, unfortunately. Unless you have like a Dreadway on board or something. But still, again, a step in the right direction. But Rito, please, make this 9 so I can just dream. I'm not a fan of like these limiting effects. Why would you put a hard cap? Why up to 6 times? Forget about that part. Just end it at round. The last line, forget it. That's my personal opinion how this should be. Do the limitation of how many spells, skills. I know, but that's the dream, right? You fill the stack and you're happy. It's part of the dream. It needs to be interactive, right? Says, I disagree. Because it's literally like almost 0% of games where you're going to get 9. Like, what deck draws 9 cards in one turn, honestly? It never happens. You know what it is to draw 9 cards in one turn? You literally, like, need to have the Shurima Landmark deck in order to do that. Like, that's the only way you can really do it. TF Fizz doesn't draw 9. I'm sorry. He draws, like, 6, 7 at most in one turn. Like, I don't recall the last time I've seen somebody draw 9 cards in one turn, ever. You have to build, like, a literal degenerate drawing deck. It used to back when things were cheaper, back when you had Rummage being 1 mana, back when you had all kinds of other interactions, but yeah. Drawing 9, you literally burn your entire hand. So, if you're really going to build a deck that's capable of drawing 9, I think you should get the value for it. There are, like, infinite draw decks. There are decks that can do infinite draw in one turn, where you set up, like, an infinite combo. Those can maybe do it. And then maybe you would play Ruined Rex. Wait, why hasn't anybody done that? Why hasn't anybody done those Akshan decks? Akshan, like, with infinite draw. You draw, like, 1,000,000 cards. Because you need Ionia for that, right? I don't know. Anyway. Alright. Coral Creatures, solid buff. It can double block occasionally versus, like, 2 attack units. Yeah, I like it. Pretty solid. It's a much stronger unit now. Yo. Ascended Arise. That's spicy. Oh, baby! 6 mana, boys. Tell the peepo what you've seen. Yeah. Pretty spicy indeed. This deck is going to be more viable. I don't know if it's going to be competitive, but it's going to be... With the Sundisk buff as well, this might be a more viable deck for sure. Yeah, because you can play this on mana, on mana 4 with 1 less mana. Like, so, what's the dream here? It's not a huge change because you can't play it a turn earlier because 6 and 7 are both the same turn, and in order to have like Rite of Negation on top of it, it's still mana 10. It's mana 7 versus mana 8. Yeah, you can do it 1 turn earlier if you want to guarantee that you have a Rite of Negation. It's pretty solid. I'm a fan of this. Along with this buff right here. So start of the game, the new effect is basically it plays it out of your deck. Now, unfortunately, the way I understand this is if you end up top decking this, or it gets into your hand from the mulligan, you kind of get screwed over. That effect only works if you can get it out of your hand. So, the ideal scenario is you get this in your hand and then you mulligan it out to guarantee it doesn't get top decked. I believe. But yeah, big change. 1 mana more in your games is a big difference. Cars or Shuriman, yeah, that was great. That was a great meme. You can't draw it? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't draw it? Of course you can draw it, can't you? Oh, you're right, you can't draw it. That's a good point. Start of game. Wait, does this happen before the mulligan? There's no way this happens before the mulligan phase, though. It's post-mulligan, so you might mulligan into it. You might, like, when you're mulliganing, it might come in your hand. What's mulligan? When you're changing what cards you want at the beginning of the game. You do need to run it. Because it says, summon 1 of me from your deck. So if you don't have it in your deck, they have nowhere to summon it from. Run 2 copies. Why would I run? Then the second copy is a dead copy in my hand. Why would I do that? If you have 3, no, it says summon 1 of me. 1 of. It wouldn't summon all 3. If it would summon all 3, this card would be actually absolutely broken. This would be the best card in the game. If it summoned all 3, not only would it cut your deck by 3 cards to make your deck building more consistent, it would give you self landmark removal for your 4-drops, for example. It would just be an insane card. So no, it doesn't summon all 3. It summoned 1 copy. All right. Next change, Corina Veraza. That's a big change. Corina at a 6/6 with no quick attack was not super powerful. 8/8 is a much better stat line. She trades better, a lot better, with a lot of units now. Now, do you no longer have to worry about, like, Naked Lady getting a +2/+2 buff and just trading properly? You never have to worry about Garens or... Like, there's a lot of units you don't have to worry about. The 8/8 stat line just makes her a very good body. She trades very well. Body doesn't matter, of course it does, because you board wipe and you have an 8/8. Then they play a unit, right? And after they play a unit, well, if their unit is bigger than your 6/6, you're still not that far ahead. What's a Naked Lady? What's her face? Lifesteal. Radiant Guardian, yeah. Not really much more to say. Decent buff. She still sees play in the same decks. Back Alley Barkeep. First of all, you can now create cards outside of your deck's regions. That's phenomenal. I wasn't even aware that you couldn't. I was never aware of that. I thought you could. But that's a phenomenal change because if you're going to meme, you might as well meme properly, right? So... no, I'm a fan of that. I like the opponent having no idea what I could possibly have. That's a phenomenal change, because the more stuff your opponent has to play around, the better for you. So I'm very happy with this. I like that change, because, I mean, this is a meme card at the end of the day, and if you want to meme, you want to meme properly. I'm happy with this. Secondly, base stats, it's a 3/3. Big change. No longer can die to Mystic Shots. Trades a little bit better. Overall, solid buff. Still probably pretty bad. But I like it. I like it. Good PvE card for sure. To an extent. At least make him manifest. No way, dude. That's way too strong. All right. Vengeance, boys. Vengeance. Holy crap. I don't know what it is, but when I see this image, this looks like it's photoshopped. You know when you look at like something that just doesn't look right? It's like... You look at it like twice or 3 times like, something's off about this. My brain is so used to 7-mana Vengeance. It looks like something's like the pixels are off, like it's the shading is off, like my brain can't register. This is like the memes you guys put on my Reddit where it's like a grappler looks at cards and I don't realize what the change was. It's like something's wrong about this card. It's gonna take me a while to get used to this. That's a big deal. Turn 4 Vengeance. You do realize this is a turn 3 Vengeance, right?
Give me all the mushrooms.
Why is it that removal like Harpoon and Vengeance are fast speed, and Sunburst being slow speed but Minimorph is burst?
Turn
Why
3,
can't
brother.
you react to a card that obliterates champions the way you can with most other hard removal?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I hate Minimorph. I don't hate it as much as I hated Hush. Like, I don't really hate it, but I dislike it. I think it's bad design, and I think the only reason they printed Minimorph was because they were printing Sion, and they felt like, well, if Sion sees play, people are going to complain. We need a good way to stop Sion, so they put Minimorph in place to stop it. And kind of Minimorph ruins, it kind of deals with Lee Sin really well as well, but I think that's a misplay, because if you're going to Minimorph Lee Sin, you might as well, like... There are other ways to beat Lee Sin decks that have printed. So I disagree with Minimorph. I still think it shouldn't be burst. I don't think there should ever be a burst card that gets rid of champions. Simple as that. There has to be some way to recover the champion. Most decks you build are built around champions. You have dreams, and when there's a card that literally says, no matter what you do, I'm going to get rid of your champ if I have this card. It feels bad, because Spell Shield doesn't necessarily get rid of it. You can pop Spell Shield with another burst card if necessary. You can literally play, like, Hush into Minimorph, and it's instant. Like, you don't want to have instant champion removal. You want to always have a way to reverse it. Hush, at least, you can wait till the end of the round. You survive the round, and your champion comes back. Not the case with this. So, not the case with Minimorph. This is great. I love this change. I've been talking about Vengeance being over power crept. I was talking about Vengeance and Ruination particularly being too expensive these days because boards just get out of control so quickly. Minions have been absolutely power crept and removal has not. We have no, like, Vengeance is still the best removal in Shadow Isles, but like, because no new removal has really seen the light of day, whereas units have gotten so much stronger that I think they need to buff removal, and this is a great start. I'm very happy with this. 7-mana Ruination. I even talked about Ruination being fast speed. I even talked about it. Make Ruination fast speed. I don't even think that would break the game, because like, it's by mana 9, it's already too late most of the time. Alright, Golden Crushbot. Subtype none to subtype tech. I don't even know if mech or tech is right. I don't know what the meme is. I can check. What am I saying? Okay, it is tech. We're good. It was mech. Got it. Sure. There are a few cool mech decks I've seen. Very necessary. This card was way too good. I absolutely agree with this. I think this is a good change. A very, very solid change. Like, Bandle City overall just has way too much draw in the form of Manifest. They just make free cards out of their butt. It's like, they just pull them out of nowhere. Like, free card, free card, free card. My hand is never out of size. And then finally, if they somehow run out, 3 mana draw 2. Like, come on. Way too strong. And this always costs 4. Like, it's not even a question. It's still going to cost 4. Necessary change. Personalization. Oh, baby! Following items are available in this patch. Champion Skin. Yo, my man Trundle! With the Ice Pillar. Oh, my lord. This is spicy. This is a sick skin, dude. That looks dope. Yes, it does. And a level up animation. Oh, this looks so good. Enlarge it. Very cool. I'm a fan. You don't use skins anyway. It doesn't matter. I like to own them.
Now we know the real reason that Trundle got buffed.
True. I thought the same thing, dude. They buffed him because, hey, we're releasing a skin patch line for him, but he doesn't see enough play these days. Let's give him 1 more HP. That was an executive decision. Listen, you got these hard-working devs and balance patchers. We're finished, and it was locked in stone. But then, someone's like, we're releasing a Trundle Skin line, and one of the executives is like, all right, balance patch team, get over here. I need you to buff Trundle. But why? He's already done. No buts, no whys. Just do it. And then balance patch is like, oh god, what can we do not to destroy our balance? Give him 1 more HP, maybe. Oh my god, fine. So I think that's what happened. It's probably what happened. Wait, is this Elise? Chat, my Iceborn Legacy spiders are gonna look so cool. Yo. Wait, do spiderlings? Yes! Spiderlings get changed as well! Wait, are these the spiderlings? I thought this was Elise. What does Elise look like leveled? Oh, that's... Oh, that's so cool, dude. That is so cool. So this is level 1 Elise. I love it. Looks very, very, very cool. You know, this might be one of my favorite art pieces so far in the game. Talking of all the art, the way this red hair is just vibrant. This is a beautiful piece of... I would have a painting like this in my house. I would have this as a painting. I'm not even kidding. This is a beautiful art piece. It's very, very pleasing to the eyes. I love how they have the blurred background, for example here, because they have her in focus. It looks almost like a photograph. It's not like everything being full... Like, it's not like a 2D thing. You almost feel like it's 3D due to the blurring effects into the... It's so well painted. The color here is breathtaking. It is. It's very beautiful. It's one of my favorite ones so far. A lovely depth of field. Yeah, that's what I'm liking a lot about it. You see there's blur here, and you got the perfect sharpness in the middle. It just draws your attention. I'm a very, very big fan. Elise looks... Oh my god, the colors here are so nice. I love this green and red. It just contrasts so well with the grayscale. Well, not really grayscale, but like warm colors in the background. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love this. This might be my favorite skin today. It really might. It might make me play the hell out of Iceborn Legacy spiders. And these are the spiderlings. If that's the case, that's so awesome. Alright, we got Sion. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That's the card I know and love. There it is, boys. That's the card I've been waiting for. Yep, that's the Sion we all know and love. Anything else is a meme. Anything else is an absolute meme. It's pretty good art. Okay, type 1 if now it looks wrong. Type 1 if you agree with me and now it doesn't look like Sion anymore. I swear to you, I can't even recognize him at the moment. I don't even recognize him. What is that face? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Where's the cute miniature you love and know? Eh, pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy this or not. Oh! Yo! What is that? Oh, that's a spicy doggo. Yo. Can you hear that, chat? Contrary to popular belief, that's not my dog crying. That's my wallet crying. That's my wallet crying. I know it sounded like my dog. That was my wallet. There are too many good skins, dude. I can only afford so much. You know, I would bet so much money this is going to be the weakest selling. No one's going to buy this skin. It's going to be such a failure. Poor person who designed this skin, and then the dev team's like, we're going to nerf him to all hell. Poor person who designed this. They're first of all going to get bad reviews for their work because they're like, well, nobody bought your skin. Your skin sucks. So they might even lose their job. It's not their fault. It's the freaking balance patch that made them not get their skin bought. It's so sad, chat. It's so unfair. They're gonna get bad reviews because nobody bought the skin, but that's because science sucks, not because the really nice art. Not as good as the Elise art, but still pretty cool. Ooh. Yo, Malphite's looking thick, dude. All right, I gotta say, I feel like this is like copy paste. Like what? He looks like one of those bobbleheads. You go blop, and then the head bounces up and down. Blah, 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 blah. It's like he's like on a little like. Blop, and then they go like a bobblehead, like something you want to fling the head, and so it just bounces up and down. Like he looks like he's like on a spring. You're ruining it for me. Am I wrong? Like look at. It's mostly due to the lighting. It looks like this is way more forward than it should be, and which also makes the head look very small. Because if this head was at the distance this was, it would be a lot smaller. It would be like half the size. So it looks like he has a tiny head. Because the lighting makes this look way more prominent in the background, and the sharpness as well due to the it's not ideal. Like it's a very cool drawing, but the head, it just doesn't seem to work. There's no semblance of a neck anywhere. It's so weird. Am I crazy? Like, where's the thick Chadler? Where's this? I want to see some of that, man. Like, I'm a fan of Malphite, but there's a reason I'm a fan of him, because he has a freaking neck. Of course this looks better. I'm so confused. Why did they... I know what... Okay, listen. I know what happened. I actually know what happened. They ran out of budget and they couldn't afford to buy a neck. They spent all their budget on this absolute masterpiece. Like, honestly, they spent literally all their budget on this. And, like, the artist was like, well, it's going to cost you another $1,500 to add the neck. They're like, just skip it. We don't need it. Nobody plays Malphite anyway. Last time somebody played Malphite, it was to make a meme video. Don't even worry about it. So, in all honesty, I think there was just not enough budget left over. And so you just copy-paste a little 2D picture on top of the head. What is this? Wait, is that Malphite as well? That's Maokai? I thought this was, I thought this was the Pebble Boy. What's his name? Rain on my feet, snow on my head. I thought it was Chip for a second. I don't know, dude. Is that Maokai? I dig it. It's kind of cool. It is pretty cool. I can dig it. It's not amazing. How dare you forget Chip's name? Listen, you all know I'm bad at names. But I know who he is. This is pretty cool. It's decent. Still, everything pales in comparison to Elise. I might become a Elise main. Wait, is that Nautilus? That's pretty cool. I like that it's a different art style. If I was the artist, I would have one complaint. Now, maybe this is because I've done a lot of sailing in my life and I've been around boats a lot. But this is not what rope looks like. This rope is way off. And it's not just about the threading of the rope. It's a little bit weird. Like, I've never really seen rope threaded this way. Or maybe very rarely. But it's mostly about... It doesn't have any algae on it. It doesn't have any use or wear. It's like... This is what you would see in something that was literally made yesterday. Literally. It needs to have algae. It has to have a little bit of, like, I live underwater look to it. So, unfortunately, it throws me off. That's probably because, again, I've had a lot of experience around boats. So yeah, this does throw me off. It does. Also, the knots don't really make much sense. Like, the way this is tied makes 0 sense, but still. That's besides the point. I'm nitpicking here. It's a pretty cool, looking thing. I'm a fan. I do like it. What does Nautilus look like now? Same rope. The knots are way better, though, here. The knots actually make sense the way it's tied. Yeah, this is just better, in my opinion. I'm a bigger fan of this one. That's really cool. Like, this is really cool. The iron little piece they have to tie the knot instead of having a... This is very, very cool. And yeah, the rope does look worn. It has little bits. Like, this is way better. Yeah, in my opinion, this is the OG skin. Like, the other one can't compete. This skin is just better overall. Yeah. It's too clean. So, not a huge fan of this for that reason. It's a really cool design, though. I do like the design, but, like, this is way too clean. So, little nitpick here and there, but still, it's cool. Boards. Now, listen, I'll be honest. This looks spicy. I have to admit. It looks pretty cool. I just want to know what the music is, though. Because we all know, type 1 if you agree, that music makes or breaks the board. Who agrees here with me? Alright. Because, like, if we talk about boards, we recently bought this one. This board could have been... Whatever. It could have been that. Instead, we got ourselves... Instead, we got ourselves a Harry Potter theme, dude. It could have been one thing, it was the other. It literally, you know? And I don't even want to play this board anymore. So, unfortunately, that's the thing. So, this will be made, or... I gotta say, this is maybe one of the most beautiful boards in the game. The board itself is beautiful, but the music just doesn't... You know, it was literally me doing this. I didn't even notice I was doing it. This is me playing on the board. I was literally whistling for days. I couldn't stop. Music here. Wait, is that Harry Potter, chat? Is that Harry Potter? Dun, 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 dun. Wait. Is that Harry Potter all over again? Wait. Am I wrong? I'm wrong? Are we sure? Wait, is that like a dying tortoise? Wait, what?
Stop it. Get some help.
You can hear the sheep in the background. Listen. You hear the sheep? There's some sheep in the background as well. It's Billy? It might be Billy. Yeah, it might be Billy in the background.
Haha, the Turl sex meme.
Dude, this is really good. All memes aside, it's very good. And we have the Guardians. He's better than the last Guardian because the last Guardian looked like a little papaya dog. Like, I don't understand the last chip. Thankfully, we have chip version 2.0. Now, I gotta say... Yeah, I like him. I can dig this. It's pretty good. He has the eyes. The eyes are what makes it or breaks it. Come on. Because I don't know what they were thinking, brother. I don't know what they were thinking with these eyes. Like, no. You need circular eyes. And this looks like a bug. That's not even Chip. Read the description. World breaker Chip. Chip was supposed to shatter the world, but he took a nap instead. Guardian personality solid. Loves walking out. I love it, dude. I love it. That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Card back. Not even gonna touch this with my wallet. Doesn't even invite me. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Are those clouds? Not sold. Not sold either. You better give me a cool Elise card back to go with my Elise Spiderlings. Bundles. Oh, we have the full bundle. I guess I'm forced to play. I'm forced to buy this, it seems. Dude, this is so cool. Type 1 if you agree that this is the coolest picture they've done in a long time. Whoever drew this deserves a raise. I'm serious. Whoever designed this deserves a freaking raise. It's so cool. Bug fixes. We've been begging for this for such a long time. What a good fix. Issue where a user attempted to grab multiple cards at once, only the first unit would be selected. Issue where VFX will not play, alright. Where opponent arsenal card will be granted a random keyword when the player destroys, okay. Oracle Live will display incorrect outcome when casting singular will on a tail cloak matriarch. They saw my VOD. Fix the visual bug where the opponent's view of invoke when Aurelian Soul is put on the board plays out card by card. Yeah, that's an annoying one. VO bug where allies were not interacting with summoned cards. Visual bug where certain card frames were appearing only. Okay, fine. Yordle Squire's flavor text. Spear instead of a hammer. A small spear is still a spear. Fine, chat. You could charge me 20 bucks for that, I'd buy it. I paid 20 bucks for that. Alone. Maybe even more. Holy crap. That's spicy. I want my opponent to see that every time I level up. Fixing the issue when Overgrown Snapfire would wrongly obliterate after level 2 Viego kills an enemy champion at round start. Issue where removing challenger from a non-committing challenger unit would not break the challenger state. Wait, what? Removing challenger from a non-committed challenging unit would not... Okay, that's interesting. Chrono break created by a level echo we're missing... Okay. Retreat was not creating a return. Interesting. Bug where misfortunes art displayed. Okay. Fix the bug where VFX would... UA issue cards would get stuck in players' hell. Okay. No! Wait, where's the bug fix I reported? Maybe the bug was a one-time bug. I'm gonna be upset. Alright, so the bug is the following. Watch. So I take this back to my hand, right? I've got another minion here. Guys, what should happen after this minion dies, chat? What happens after the minion dies? I should get him back in hand, right? Last breath. Create a copy of me in hand. Right? I should have 2 minions in hand after that. Where's my minion? Where's my minion, Rito? Unplayable. Unplayable game. There? No. I never got him back. I never got my Minione back, chat. I've been scammed. Unplayable game. TFT. Chat, time to quit lore. It's over. Does he come back to turn after? It doesn't. It never comes back to your hand. The round already ended, so then he died the next round. He should come back this round. Let's see if it works if I actually attack with him and he dies before the round ends. Maybe it has to do with dying at the end of the round that, like, bugs it out. Let's find out. Let's find out. If I attack and he dies in combat, what then? I hate you, game. I hate this game so much. He won't let me test it! He won't let me test it! What's wrong with you, AI? All right, where's Riot? Where's Riot? I need my minions fixed. Listen, I've been dreaming of a minion deck for my entire life, and you're not letting me fix it. Give me my minions. Hey, Riot? Don't make me beg anymore, Riot. Don't make me beg. Give me my minion deck.
I will mourn you.
I don't know what it does it with. I just know it doesn't work with minion. That's what bothers me. It should not. I think it's only with minion it doesn't work. No bug here. I need to find my minions.
I live for those who do.
They knew. Of course they knew, chat. How am I not finding any of my cards? Wait. What is happening here? I haven't found any of my cards, chat. Where are my cards? I've not drawn a single piece. I got all draw. He stole my minion. He might have. Oh my god. Okay, listen. We'll find it now. There's no way we don't find it. There's no way we don't find it now. Dude, I haven't found a single one. I've got like 20 cards. I've not found a single one yet. I've got 20 cards. I'll stalk him out.
The others seem to wish it so.
It's not just the minion missing, it's everything else is missing. Everything else is missing. I'm also missing the landmark. I've drawn my entire deck. The AI is trolling. I'm being trolled by AI, chat. I'm being trolled by AI. Oh my god. I'm being so trolled. I'm being so trolled, dude. There's no way. I'm gonna die before I can even play it. Where are my cards? What?
These woods protect their own.
I don't understand. Where's my deck at? Where's my deck? What? I can't test my theory. Cause the last stupid deck, they cheated me with oh my god. Oh no, there's no way. There's no way I haven't found it yet. There's literally no, that's impossible. What the hell? Come on. What a joke. 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 I just want to test one theory. Why can't you let me test one theory, game? And he's playing the slowest deck in the game. Thank God. Oh my god, dude.
Hello there.
Okay. There's one. There's one, boys. Now we just need one more piece of the combo. Where is it? Where's my landmark? Where's my landmark? Chat, where's my landmark? Of course I'm tilted by AI.
Hello there.
There we go. We can test it next turn. Just don't die. Just don't die and we can be happy campers. Just don't die.
A whisper in the woods. Wind, that which has no form, strikes from angles unexpected.
As long as we don't die, we're happy campers. This guy is a papaya. He sucks at the game so much. I'm fine with that. We can test it next turn. We're good. We can test it next turn. We're in a good spot. We play minion here as a blocker. All right. We can finally test it. He will not have the 3-cost card to bounce my card back. We're absolutely fine. Let's fill our hand with stuff. We're not dying here. That's the good thing. Let's test this theory. Come on, hurry up. Just like, oh wait, I was gonna say accept, but he already accepted. So she's dead, right? Oh no, she's never mind. She's not. What am I saying? Your hand is full. Doesn't matter. I have everything I need. Oh no! No! My minion! I lost minion! No! No! I can't. Oh no, dude! I lost minion! Watch me just draw a second minion. Just ruin my day. Ruin my day. Ruin my day! Okay, we can find this. Guys, we can find a second minion here. It's findable! Yes! I'm so good at this game! Okay, minion. Don't kill it. Into seed. Into attack.
Hello, my prey.
Into die. Into make hand space for it.
They see things as they truly are. Too slow.
Handfully, I'm gonna make space, don't worry. Do we get the minion back if it attacks? Is it only when it dies from ephemeral?
And my stats are soft. Wind, help your fellows. Of course, my master.
Okay, so it's dying from ephemeral that makes it not work. Okay, we got it. We figured it out. If it dies from ephemeral, it doesn't count. That's the most important thing to patch. It was the most game-breaking bug ever. Minions dying of natural causes don't give me more minions. I don't accept that. I don't accept it.